What up, YouTube? J-Rock in the building. Kicking off the all new Shop Talk with J-Rock. So tonight I don't have a panel. So periodically I will have a guest panel. But I thought it was important for this first episode for me just to hop on and talk to the peoples in them. So the YouTube chat box is open. Feel free to hit up the YouTube chat box, ask your questions. I'll do my damn best to get them answered for you. So without further ado, we can go ahead and get into this bad boy. J-Rock in the building. Represent the Power Jam DJs and event stream team. And so this Shop Talk, I'm going to be doing live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Internet permitting, weather permitting, the technology gods and gurus permitting. Because y'all know how sometimes them gremlins can get into the technology and just be like, yeah, you're going to do what? I don't think so. So if you tuned in, do me a favor real quick. Smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You know, subscribing is caring and all that good stuff. But definitely hit that share button. So, yeah, like I said, my name is J-Rock. Represent the Power Jam DJs and event stream team. Give you for the new people tuning in, just to give you some background on who I am. I'm a professional DJ, lighting engineer, and video production person, expert, some say. But no, what I like to say is I just like having fun with technology. I like pushing the limits of technology and trying out new stuff and all that, you know, so that's what I do. I just be having fun. We got Agent 94 Productions in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, fam. We got T Reed in the house. What's up, fam? Thanks for tuning in. He says, sounding good, looking good. All right. Appreciate that. And so tonight, I'm going to go ahead and hop straight into my agenda. And so if you got any questions along the way, feel free to put them in the comment box. And like I said, if I don't know the answer, I will tag team with you and we will learn something new together, you know? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. And so, yeah, with the technology and everything, like I said, sometimes things be going a little haywire, be going a little crazy. Technology have its own mind. And so I just want to really, we're going to do our best to get through this and make it happen. So, like I said, this is Shop Talk. Doing gigs in this pandemic era, man, is like, I don't know about you guys, but when I watch the news and listen to the politicians and listen to the good Dr. Fauci, I'm like, wow, what can we do to get past this pandemic? But the reason why it's on my agenda for tonight is like, I don't know about you guys. Thank you, Xavier.
You're welcome.
Oh, the son bringing me some water. Thank you, son.
You're welcome.
I don't know about you good folks, but this pandemic has really impacted my ability to be able to do gigs and stuff. And it's not that I'm a chicken or a fraidy cat, but it's like, good health and living and surviving is kind of important to the people that I love and to the people that love me. And so it's not all about money, so to speak. And so, it's like we got to be safe. We got to make sure that we really take care of ourselves. We got Wait a Gam Minute in the house. Thanks for being a sponsor of tonight's proceedings. Appreciate you. You see your logo popping up on the screen there. My sponsors are the best, man. And shout out to the Blahzay Boutique in ATL. Yeah, but with this pandemic, right, it's a whole lot that we need to think about, when it comes to safety and all that good stuff. So these are some of the things that's been on my mind. In the comment box, feel free to share with me, what's been on your mind and what you've been going through and stuff like that. Like for me, outside of the fact that a lot of our larger productions have canceled or postponed, it's like, I find myself with way more free time than what I would have had. And so I was telling my wife and business partner, B Love, last night, I feel like I should be doing more. I should be working on something. Not realizing, realizing, yeah, right now it's a whole lot of people that find themselves with some free time. Because normally on Mondays, I will be doing prep for the week's work. And so things that we've been talking about and things that we feel that we have to take into consider. And this is not by any stretch of the imagination, everything. But one, how are we going to manage social distancing at events? So like, for example, if it's a DJ gig, people used to walking up to the DJ and saying, hey, can you play a song for me? And you'd be taking requests and all that good stuff. And so, but now with COVID-19, you don't necessarily want people walking up on you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, stay back there. You don't cross this line. And you don't want to come off like you're unapproachable or anti-sociable or anything like that. But at the same time, you gotta play it safe. Because if you think about it, it's, you don't know. I feel like we're not getting a lot of real deal facts. Like today, they said that half the tests that the CDC sent out were inaccurate. And so you got people who've taken the tests and got a positive result and been getting treatment for such, and kind of find out they never had it to begin with. And so it's like, I just think about all that kind of stuff. And so in the comments, tell me how you guys are managing social distancing at your events and at your businesses and things like that. And so right now, we're not doing any huge events. One, because we can't. And two, it's like we're just trying to stick to the smaller scale events where we can be spaced out. Like Thursday night, we're doing a video production. We're producing a video for a client. So it's easy to social distance with something like that, because the talent, is going to be on set and you're behind the camera and the gear and all that good stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier to do that. We got my homie Dave G in the house. What's up, fam? Frank Cook in the building. What's up? What's up? We got my homie Cool DJ Dre in the building. Yeah, so that's just some of the things we've been thinking about. Now, as it relates to your staff, for those of you who have employees or contractors that you bring on, are you providing the PPE for your staff, or are you requiring them to bring their own face masks or gloves or what have you? One thing that we chose to do is to purchase, I would say, a large shipment of face masks. That way, if I'm inviting you out or hiring you to come and, man the camera or mixer or carry cables or crates or something like that, I feel like it's my responsibility as the business owner to make sure you got what you need in order to feel safe. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been doing that. We've stocked up on that. Hand sanitizer, of course. And so for each gig, we pack a gig bag. And before, the gig bag would include baby wipes. What else? What else you put in on the gig bag, beloved?
Extra deodorant, alcohol, first aid kit.
Yeah, beloved.
Toothbrush, toothpaste.
Yeah, she would load it up. Toothbrush, toothpaste, all that good stuff. And so now we're adding face masks and hand sanitizer to the mix. And so in the comments, let me know what you're doing for your employees / your teammates, or what have you. Now, as it relates to safety, we've been looking at the type of gigs that we typically get hired for, and the type of gigs that we, been planning to have our marketing campaign go after. But with everything has changed now. Everything has changed. I'm serious. Everything has changed. And so, and the laughter isn't that I'm taking it as a joke, but sometimes, you know how you laugh to keep from crying? It's just all the planning that you put in, and now you got to regroup. Now, luckily for us, we've, for the last 4 years, we've been producing virtual events, from DJ battles to live streaming plays and performances and meetups and doing live, quote unquote, Zoom broadcasts. That's stuff that we've been doing for over 5 years now. So with COVID, it's like, this is an actual thing. Everybody wants it or trying to do it. So that's something that, we've been looking at, is just in this COVID-19 era, what is our preferred type of gig? Who's our preferred client? How much do we charge for that service? And so it's like we had to take our business plan and just shake it upside down, get the whiteboard out. And so all this is in process now. And so just reinventing our business, recalibrating our services for this new time. And hopefully, we can go back to doing 1,000 people events, 500. It's like, it's a certain amount of fun that comes with the stress for doing huge events. And so it's like, you just gotta take it all in stride. Now, another thing that I had on my list to talk about was equipment, right? Like for my barbers, you're sanitizing your clippers after every cut. For my hairdressers, you sanitizing the blow dryers and the combs and all that stuff. For my folks who own boutiques like Blahzay Blah, I know you guys, you ladies are doing cleaning your dressing rooms and all that stuff. I know you personally, so I know how you get down. And so, but as it relates to the audio part of my business, is like, now you got to look at your microphones. It's like, what if the person talking on the mic has COVID-19? And so you got to sanitize your mics between, if you think about it, it's not just between every gig. you almost got to give each person a dedicated mic that they use now, because it's person B, and I don't have any evidence that coronavirus can spread from the mic filter, but you never know. Nobody knows. This thing is so new. So as a precaution, you just got to start thinking about stuff like that. I talked on his mic and I got damn coronavirus. You don't want that. You don't want that. Cool DJ Dre says there's nothing we can do. It's like, from a business standpoint, it's like, you gotta stop to think about it. Cause you gotta get to my next bullet item. You gotta weigh the money versus the risk. Now, I don't know about you, but I know about me, and I know my budget. My brother got kids, man. He got kids that's, they aspire to do stuff like go to college and start businesses and all that good stuff. And so, I need to generate X amount of income. And so with that being said, I just really been looking at, the risk versus the money. And like Dre says, you don't want to risk your family or your life to make a few dollars. Like my kids, they're working, they're performing griots. They get paid to come out and give living biographies. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to look at that stuff. It's like now, they can do stuff virtually. Lucky for them, their father owns a whole lot of gear and kind of been at the forefront of this live streaming thing. But it's like, when you think about it, you really got to weigh that money versus the risk. Because I don't know about you, but I'm trying to be around for a while. I'm not trying to go nowhere. And at the same time, I still want to put groceries on the table. And I feel like we need to have the conversations. We can't not have them. Because who says that, they said pandemics come once every 100 years, but we're living in a time of global warming. It could be something next year or the year after. And so I feel as though, we have to prepare. We have to prepare. We have to have the conversations. That way, in the event that if this thing sticks around longer, I hope not. I hope not. But, we'll be prepared. We will be prepared. What's up, Dave G? Appreciate you, fam. T. Reed says he's going to use a drummer cage as his facade. That's a great idea. I'm like, I'm going to be like the boy in the bubble. I'm going to have a big, clear bubble. I'm bringing my own oxygen. I'm telling you. Way to Go Minute says they provided PPE. That is super dope. We got my homie Travis Gales in the building. I'm sorry, Travis Gales in the building. Appreciate you, fam, being on the check-in. Now, in this pandemic era, as it relates to your team, your staff, for certain events, we bring in other people to help us out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's just so much gear that if you try to do it by yourself, or if it's just Beloved and I, and it could take 5 hours to set up versus paying somebody, a decent wage or fee to assist you, you could get it done much faster. And so what we've been looking at is trying to figure out a way to manage the overall gig expenses to pay more, to give those team members or that staff more. We understand that, a lot of people are unemployed right now, and it's tough out there. Folks getting used to their kids being at home and having to figure out how to do schooling at home, because they're not homeschooling. They're schooling at home. It's two different things. I'm a homeschool dad, so I'm about that homeschool life. And so, but with that being said, it's like everything is different now. And so what we want to do is, when we bring people on board, is give them something extra. And of course, it depends on the person, their skill set, their expertise, their base rate, how much extra it would be. But in my mind, not saying that we are a rich multi-million-dollar company, but if I could give somebody an extra 15%, I think that would go a long way. Especially since, now it's just not about coming out to help you. It's like every time you step out the house, you could be risking your life or risking getting sick. It's serious. Sometimes I get frustrated just thinking about it, with people thinking that COVID-19 is a joke or a fake. It's people that I went to school with that has passed away from it. It's people that I know personally that's recovered from it. I got family members. My twin cousin, born the same day I was born, spent 6 weeks battling COVID-19. So it's not a joke. Travis Gill says he has an 88-year-old mom, 5-month-old grandson, and he's not DJing anymore for big public dance events. It's about intimate, and not intimate as in tight, small space, but intimate as in small crowds. And so it's, how do you, for example, just say if you used to doing big events and making $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 a night, there's no big events. Small events may not have that budget, so you just gotta adapt in this crazy time. And with adapt, what we've been doing, we've been looking at all of our setups. The setup that's pictured now is our what we would say one of our video setups. We bring this out with TVs or screens or video projectors, and we stream events live. And so this is a lot of hardware. It's a lot of hardware that we have to bring out. And with that, it's crazy because with this particular setup, it really doesn't matter if it's a big event or a small event. It's the complexity of the production that dictates what the quote unquote setup is. But as it relates to DJing, this setup right here, we call this our small DJ setup. It's 2 speakers, facade, DJ system, and I call this setup, it's kind of like artwork. It just kind of, you set it up and it looks good in the room. It doesn't look like, old school DJ with big old box speakers and stuff. And so this is our small setup. And so here recently, I've been looking at the small setup and just trying to figure out, all right, how can I fall in love with doing small events again? You get spoiled to doing the big stuff. And so, and just looking at that, I'm like, looking at this setup, it kind of motivates me to, one, push myself to create more smaller setups that we could take and do different types of events, from weddings to parties and stuff like that. Now, on the larger setup side, you know, we can do a larger setup for a small group of people. Once again, it just depends on the complexity and the client vision. You know, because some clients, they're going to want the music videos. They're going to want the slideshow. Their monogram on the screen and all that good stuff. And so when I said large setup, it doesn't necessarily have to be for a big event. It's just the client requirement, client budget. And so, and especially stuff that's like weddings and stuff like that. A lot of the venues are just limiting stuff to 25 people or 60 people, things of that nature. And so it's just some of the things that I've been looking at. Excuse me there. So, but as far as large setups, I just really look at just really trying to reduce the amount of time to set up, reduce the amount of time that we spend, you know, using a lot of physical energy. So I think the smaller situations are going to be the moving forward. It's like, it's one of those things where you have all this inventory. You don't want your inventory just sitting in storage. You know what I'm saying? You want to take your toys out. You want to play with stuff. You know, I buy gear to leave it in the house.
Stop lying.
Nah, I want to take my stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I want to take the toys out. I want to have fun. So, but it's just, you know, like I said, you know, I'm just really looking at what we've done and what we're going to do in the future and just trying to come up with a situation where, one, we're exceeding the culture. We are giving the client a great value, outstanding service, no matter, you know, how complex the production or the size of the events. You know, it's like exceeding the culture has to be rule number one. Outstanding service, rule number 1.1. You know, great value, on time every time. Now, some events that we've done that we're not going to be able to do in 2021 is like we do a big line dancing event. It's normally like 1,000 people there. You know, the hotel ballrooms and stuff are not letting 1,000 people in Maryland. You know, you can't have 1,000 people. I think it's still at 50 people. And so some events are just, they cost so much to produce that it's not economically feasible to do these on a smaller scale. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially having a catered venue, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, overnight hotel stays. And one, even if you could do it, a lot of people don't want to come out to crowded stuff. My homie Silent Professor says we need a tax break for virtual learning. You know what? I see that. But also what we need hazard pay for my frontline folks, my supermarket workers, my medical professionals, my IT staff that still got to climb under these tables in these exam rooms and all that stuff. We need a union. Event professionals, we need a union. We need a lobbying body. We have to form that. We have nobody to lobby on our behalf. I said that. There's out of all the event producers, wedding planners, videographers, photographers, DJs, sound girls, sound guys. There's no lobbying party. No, we haven't pooled our money to have anybody lobby on our behalf. And so that's why we are in July. Today is the 21st. And there's nobody working on our behalf through this whole situation. But that's a whole nother topic. My homie Silent Professor says, salute to you and Be Love and the fam for doing your thing. I appreciate the love, fam. It's one of them things where at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to stay safe and do some community building. It's just like that. Now, this portion of the show is what I like to call the open mic question and answer session. This is your opportunity for free to pick my brain about anything, be it music, lighting, stuff like that. If I know the answer to it, I get you the info. If I don't know the answer to it, we can get on a phone call and we can learn together virtually. Yep. So I will, let me refresh to see if there's any questions that I miss in the chat box. Yeah, that looks like everything. All right. Do we got anything to come in? All right. Yeah. So as it relates to just moving forward in this COVID-19, it is we have to be smart. We have to be safe. We have to just really, 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 really think twice. Money can't be the motivator. No, we got to start taking care of each other and checking on one another. Yep. All right. So I got some questions coming in. What camera am I using to do this? That is a good question, right? In my inventory, we got 18 cameras. And depending on what we're shooting, we use any 3 of those cameras. So right now, I am using this because it's a little small situation. I'm using a little webcam, Logitech C920. I highly recommend these for people starting out. So I keep these on the desk. But there's a lot of, my cheapest camera that I use for real stuff is $1,600. My most expensive cameras is $7,000. So it just really depends on what you're trying to do. Dave G says, what am I using for this production? I may have a picture on a slide. Let me see. Here we go. All right, for this production, I'm using part of our video production system. It's produced via hardware. OBS is cool. I played with that. But for serious stuff, you got to use, well, you don't have to use, but I prefer a hardware solution. All right, back to the open mic. Yeah, OBS is cool, but no, we do the stuff that we do requires real time video refreshes and stuff. For example, one of the last big events that we did, we had big 90-inch screens in the venue, and people running around with cameras and just, it was like a news crew in the joint, like we was producing the BET Awards. And software like OBS don't do that. It'd be a delay. It's like if you lift your finger up, it'd be like, let's say for example, it'd be like 1, 2. It'd be like major league delayed. And so it's like, it's got to be real time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? And so the only way to achieve that latency is to do it over what we found to be optimal is hardware using fiber optics. You know, if I had somebody in here with me, I would grab a spool of fiber to show you what it is. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Let me grab some fiber real quick. All right, I'm back. And I'm probably sharing more than I've ever shared about this side of the business. I kind of stopped sharing a lot of stuff because sometimes people feel like if J Rock shares something, he's trying to flex. It's not about flexing. So, like, we use these spools of fiber to connect the cameras. I can get up to like 10 miles away. I could literally have a camera be a max distance of like 10 miles away and it be high end, high quality, up to 4K. We're moving to 8K pretty soon. We're launching 8K capabilities, but building out the infrastructure for it. That way when, and you wonder why 8K? Because a lot of the stuff that you see on TV and stuff, even though you're watching it in 1080p, it was shot in 8K or 6K or 12K. Stuff like that, and scaled down for higher quality. But you know, it's it's a lot. It's a whole lot that goes into producing stuff like this. And that's why it's like one of my goals, and it was actually DJ B Love's idea, you know, to build a system that we could take out to your business, to your studio, and do this for you. Like, for example, you know, if you have a store or a salon or whatever, we have a system, you know, that we can bring and produce your own barbershop TV show or whatever and stream it live for you. Yep. Any more questions? Because y'all know I'm a geek with the technology. I talk y'all head off about this stuff. Need to set up a virtual call. Oh yeah, give me a call. It's like with what we do, is like, it's a client that we have where we built the system for them and we manage their live production virtually. And so it's just so much stuff that can be done. And it's like, it's COVID-19 is one of those things where I feel like has had a major impact on my life and a lot of people I know lives. Hell, all of us, right? But it's one of those things where a portion of my business where people would say it's not necessary, it's not relevant, or nobody's going to pay you to live stream their, nobody's doing virtual events to the point where it's virtual. It's Zoom parties for birthday parties. School was virtual for the last 3 months of the year. And a lot of school systems are going to be virtual this fall. So it's like, damn, it took a pandemic for people to see what we've been doing for the last 5 years as valuable. But, sometimes when you're ahead of the curve, it'd be like that. It's a roll of the dice, right? But the good news is the phone is ringing. We've been producing a lot of virtual stuff. We've been helping people build a lot of virtual systems. Been doing a lot of consulting. So I know somebody asked earlier, will I design a system for them? Yes. I would definitely do that. Definitely do that. Agent 94 Production says, have you had any clients request any virtual sound, DJ, or otherwise needs? Now, it's kind of funny, right? We've been doing a lot of virtual parties, where we just recently did a Zoom party and a family reunion situation where the family was on all on Zoom, and we was hosting, playing the music, all that good stuff, and so yeah, and also we've been going out and doing some production. Like I said, I got a shoot on Thursday, producing a video for a client. As far as virtual sound, that's tricky, because as it relates to sound, somebody got to set up some speakers. Somebody got to set up a mixer. Somebody got to run the mics. And so I can definitely control a mixer remotely, but it would be quite challenging to mix virtually because you're not hearing the sound of the room, the speakers, the bass, all that stuff. And so if you got good headphones, shout out to Barra Dynamics. They sent me these headphones. If you got good headphones, you can do a decent mix that'll sound good, but still that probably won't translate well into a room in a venue because there's just so many other factors. So stuff like mixing, you still got to be there for. You need somebody local to do that. That's my opinion. Let's see if we got any more comments. All right, so now let's get back to the proceedings. Tonight's situation is brought to you by these outstanding people. The Hair Kingdom. The links will be in the video below in the comment section. So make sure y'all visit the Hair Kingdom on Instagram. I got a promo code for you. Beauty493 saves you 10%. Shout out to Out There Clothing, outthere.com. Make sure y'all check them out. Now, Picture Perfect Photo Booth. Check them out. I got the link to their Instagram below. Now, my homegirls, you gotta check out my homegirls at Wait a Gown Minute Podcast. They my folks back from my day of driving a blue Subaru with a booming system in the back. They've been rocking with me for years, going all to my parties and all that stuff. And so I support their podcast. I want y'all to support their podcast as well. I got a link to the Facebook page in the comments below. Blahzay Boutique in ATL. Make sure y'all check out Blahzay Boutique. I got the link. Get something nice for your lady friend. Something sexy, something chic. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, a project that's near and dear to my heart, to my family, the Green Cup Community Garden. Wow. The Green Cup Community Garden is a combination of patience, stress, and I would say about a year of planning. It's a community garden that my wife and I, it's a project that we're putting together. And the goal is for the community to come together and create this garden. You can have your own plot, your own raised bed where you do your vegetables and all that good stuff. We're going to grow stuff to share with the local nursing homes and food banks and community centers and the neighbor up the street. You know, so the Green Cup Community Garden, right now, we are working through all of the red tape. When I tell you, it is red tape, but you know, it's going to be worth it in the end. And I appreciate everybody that's been contributing. So far, we've raised about $600 in Cash App, Just Too Wow. Also, we got a Facebook fundraiser. A lot of people has been asking for Green Cup shirts and Green Cup hats. And so hopefully over the next week or so, I'm going to get the t-shirt shop up where you could buy a Green Cup coffee mug and get your Green Cup shirt to support the cause. But make sure y'all support my sponsors. Starting next week, every week, I'm going to have sponsors and I'm going to highlight a local, can't say local business, but I'm going to highlight a business that belongs to somebody that I know or know of that do good work. So if you're a barbershop, a hair salon, an accountant, you're a real estate agent, you do good business, you be trying to help the folks get in them houses without jumping through all them hoops. You know, you got a clothing line, you got a podcast, you know, you do good business in the community. Make sure you holler at me, because each week I want to spotlight a business and, you know, just do our part to bring awareness to other entrepreneurs and, you know, and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. And so let me check and see if we got any questions before I get up out of this thing and go hop into daddy husband mode. I think I got all the questions answered. I want to take a second and thank everybody for tuning in. Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. I'm going to do my best to start at exactly 9 p.m. But y'all know sometimes. But I'm going to do my best. I appreciate y'all time and attention. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, And my sponsors, y'all see them on the screen back there. Make sure you show my sponsors some love. They work really hard. Yeah, it's right there. But I'm J Rock. And until next week, I appreciate y'all. And I'm out. Have a good night. Be blessed.
Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Let's go. Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Everybody got there. Let's go. Hands up, hands up. Hands up, hands up. Everybody got there.
And shout out to my band. Welcome to the Low Life. My oldest son on the beat, y'all. Peace.